Good morning. It is Friday, non-farm payrolls. Getting ready for that, January 8th. I want to show you a couple of things on the charts and talk about the markets in general. Risk disclosure: futures trading contains substantial risk and is not for every investor. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And hypothetical performance disclaimer: nothing I'm going to show you today means that it's going to replicate tomorrow. Please read the disclaimers on my website. We need to be aware of what China's been doing. Its foreign exchange reserves have been plummeting. They're dwindling. They're disappearing. They used to have the largest, or they were the largest foreign holder of U.S. government debt, but they've been dumping those treasuries at an alarming rate. They've been devaluing their currency and trying to shore up their economy, which the rest of the world is not buying their manufactured goods, mainly because they're cheap plastic crap, and the world doesn't need that when they're in a recession. So this botched devaluation, as it's being called, has seen China burn through their reserves at an unprecedented pace. Their war chest was sinking, is now way down here. The reserves are dwindling. This is a great article, by the way. But anytime you want to understand, this is not just the stock market sell off. I mean, the stock markets are selling off for a very good reason. People are taking their money out of China companies, and the currency's falling apart. Y'all need to be understanding what's going on. So this has the potential to explode the world economy on a scale that Greece could have only been jealous of. I mean, this is just huge, and nobody really is telegraphing this to the world. Y'all need to be reading about this. And I'm expecting really a lot more inflows into the US stock market, to the US dollar. Right now, money's been flowing into gold. We've been seeing that gold pop over the last few days. And the yuan, the yen, excuse me, the yen. But I think it's going to become, I mean, the yen, are you kidding me? What? It's just mind-boggling how people just move their money to these sentimental places like gold and the yen. I think there's going to be a reality check at some point where people are going to say, why are we putting money in a worthless thing like gold really is, where it's not even a tangible anything? And they're going to start trying to find real value. And to me, that the only place for real value is in the US stock market and in the US dollar. So I would expect to see a boost to both. So all these fears about the US stock market falling off a cliff, I think, are exaggerated. But with that said, we are currently in a knee-jerk reaction down off of the recent China news, and this China news is likely to continue, making the Greece crisis look like a ant. I mean, this is catastrophic, globally catastrophic. But if the world were to put their money in the US, then their money could go back to work for them. The US could lead the world back into production and growth, and we would save the world. Yay! So we'll just have to see if the world catches on to my theory. Otherwise, we're going to stick to the river of gold and that's the 25% value area. And when I get an inflection on that in the direction of the overall trend, which is a downtrend, so I'm looking for it to inflect short at my river of gold, that's the location to take the trade, as you can see on my higher time frame Unirinco. Here is my level today. This is the double distribution that is set up, separating previous value into the current value. You see that we're balancing under this distribution. This is what I love about this gummy. The way I have my gummy indicator set up is the composite. And you can see this level so distinctly. What was support becomes resistance. So as long as this remains, and this right here, this R1, the yesterday high at the low volume, has become my number one level of confidence that this is going to be a trade location. And it's either going to be a trade location today or next week. It's just too big of an attractor for price not to hit it. Another attractor is sitting right above it. I've got my VWAP, my composite. I've got a yesterday point of control, and here is a high volume GAMI node on my second level. So here's an R2. So why don't I just wrap these up and put this as my next level of confidence. If we break out of here, we are just going to start filling all this area in, and it's just going to be trading as usual, and you don't have to worry about any plummeting stock market. If we bounce off this low level, which would be a double top, and let me explain the power behind the double top. This one is sitting also at a Fibonacci level. Yesterday 61.8, yesterday high, double top. This low volume node here, as you can see it on this distribution, sets up the balance. So I've got a double distribution. The double top in the direction of a trend is the number one trade to take. That's how WD Gann got rich. I don't care what the crap was that he was selling. If you look at what has been reported, if you review his trade records, his receipts, he was trading double tops in a trend. So I thought that was very interesting. So you trade a double top in a trend. When price gets there, that's the trade you want. And whether you trade the touch of the line, have a order just sitting there, or if you want to wait for that push off and then trade the pullbacks as usual for your trend trades, however you like your risk. But definitely, this is definitely going to be a level that, if touched, will be a great opportunity. So now that I've scared everyone with my China, I wanted to reassure you that, excuse me, I think that the world is going to wake up, that there's only a few real opportunities for security for their money, and it's certainly not the yen, and it's certainly not gold. Those are fictions of their little sentimental imaginations. I think that when they realize that that is just a losing fantasy, that they'll wake up and start parking their money over here in the United States stock market, because we're really the only game in town, and so is the dollar. So expect some big time inflows as people start dumping China in the droves, and see how much we can apportion out of that gold and yen trade and put that back in our stock market. Yay, yay, yay. We have some trading to do. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good one.